All right, have and have not fans, the time has finally arrived for me to do a evaluation video of the new teaser trailer that came out on Tuesday promoting part 2 of season 4 returning to OWN TV June 21st. And I have to say that excitement does not even begin to describe the way I feel about, the show returning, but I believe it was earlier this week I was chatting with Jennifer on, and again, I call the characters, the actors, actresses by their have and have not names just because that's how I know them best. So I was tweeting with Jennifer earlier this week about, the show itself. Can't wait for it to return. New theory videos on the way, but we need new content. And I was tweeting along with her. A lot of my loyal Twitter followers, because whenever I tweet something have and have nots, they're quick to jump on board. Like, I could just randomly tweet something saying like, hey, I'm thinking about a new theory, or man, I wish we got some new content. They will wholeheartedly jump to the conversation and we'll just talk all day about it. And I was going back and forth with Jennifer, just telling her about myself in terms of, hey, what I majored in school. I love the show. And out of nowhere, OWN TV's Twitter just randomly tweeted me saying that there was a new teaser trailer coming out that night, or I believe it was that same night, because it was Tuesday night during the 90-minute season finale of If Loving You Is Wrong, and I was at work too during lunch, so I'm just thinking, okay, my day just flipped upside down. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So just to get that tweet just meant a lot. And I was excited not just for the trailer itself, but I even tweeted, as long as the trailer has, scenes, new content about the upcoming episodes, I would definitely do a video about it, because I can't really form theories or new ideas unless I have scenes to kind of back it up. Rather than the video just being, the cast taking those awesome poses and, the smoky field house or whatever. I need to see some new content, and it did not disappoint, because the trailer itself is around maybe, give or take, 50 seconds. Probably about 35 if you just count the scenes or pictures that are of new episodes rather than the characters, doing those poses while looking at the camera. But, I'm just looking through the trailer right now as I'm doing this video, and it's just amazing how many different scenes and character interactions Tyler Perry squeezed into this, just a 50-second teaser trailer. So, I don't want to keep on going on about it, but I have to just say that I do appreciate all the people that tweet me back, follow me on Twitter, because without you all, I wouldn't be able to have the drive and ambition to make these kind of videos. So I will say that I am sorry. I meant to do this video maybe Thursday or Friday of this week, but you ever have one of those days where everything's going good, but everything just, turns to crap? That was my week. The highlight of my week was the Have and Have Not teaser trailer. True, I did love the If Loving You Is Wrong episode, but honestly, I was more, I was on the lookout for the trailer. Even though it was a good episode, I was on the lookout for the trailer. But the rest of my week, it just went down the gutter, full of disappointment. I'm not saying that to gain sympathy. I'm just saying, forgive me. I meant to do this video a lot sooner. I was going to do this video maybe next week, because I thought, okay, I get a 3-day weekend. Work sucks right now. I just need a day to just get away, spend time with the family at home. Going home tomorrow. But then, that's where Tyler Perry, I know this why that's why I love being a Christian. Then God came through, and I was on Facebook earlier today. I saw Veronica on her Facebook page post pictures promoting the fact that the Haves and Have Nots season 5 has finished filming, and they're up to 107 episodes. Now, I don't know if this means that they filmed the entire season, or if they film part 1 of season 5. I don't care. The fact that the show has run over 100 episodes is just an amazing feat. And I just love how I've been on the Have and Have Not train since episode 1. So to see it grow to triple digits, because usually when you see TV shows, or back in the day, have like that, we've reached a milestone cake, that's usually when the show is just gaining more and more hype each season. I'm just excited for that. So just seeing the photos of the cast members and Tyler Perry interacting, so happy that they've gotten to this point of the series. I don't blame them. I am kind of jealous, because I have seen some pictures on social media where fans of the Have and Have Nots have met the cast members in person. I'm just thinking, I wish that was me. Not to be a hater, but you have to, come on now. I really want to meet these people, but that's my fault. Maybe I should save up enough money, make a trip to Georgia. Don't know if I'll see them since they've done filming this season, but what, you know what? You're not here to hear me babble on about it, but I love to have and have not cast members. I love the fact that you communicate with me on Twitter, WordPress, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, as well as my loyal have and have not followers, as well as other fans who interact with my tweets. So with all that being said, I know it's been 5 minutes into the video. Let's talk about this trailer. Again, while watching the trailer, I was just so hyped that, you know, the fact that each scene is just something new. Every time the camera just switched to a different scene, just another theory popped into my head. Now, I've looked at this trailer, and I'm not exaggerating, maybe 15 to 17 times. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, because I know sometimes it's one of those things where it's a blink and you miss, like you might have been, you know, in the kitchen doing something or doing laundry and you missed the trailer. I have a link in the description below for the HAHN YouTube website where they have the trailer posted. And I encourage you, if you haven't watched the trailer yet, watch the trailer, then come back, you know, hit pause on this video, watch the trailer, come back, and we can talk about it. Mainly because obviously this is going to contain spoilers, and by spoilers I mean trailer spoilers, not spoilers from season 4 part 2. I don't have a script. I don't get inside information. I've tweeted the cast members. They can't give spoilers, obviously. But hey, you never know. One tweet might make the difference. So, I guess you could say there might be spoilers in this videos if any of my predictions turn out to be right. But then again, in my last video, I did predict that within the next 1 to 2 weeks, or during the If Loving You Is Wrong season finale, we'll get a new trailer. I just happen to be right about it. Hey, just saying. So, the trailer starts off pretty much confirmed Maggie Day has been shot. I mean, the gunman, she was right there at the door. It wasn't one of those things where, you know, when Amanda had the gun and we were like, who got shot? I wasn't really torn about that when it came to Maggie. I figured either she got shot or the gunman missed just because he was really shaken. And again, I said that he was, in that corner for maybe a couple of days. Hunched down, no sleep, no food, no bathroom break. So obviously the first person to go through the door, he's going to shoot. Doesn't know if he's going to hit him or not because he was shaking, but she has been shot. Then we get some dramatic scenes of, you know, Veronica and Candace looking to the camera. You know, it's really hard to tell who looks better. Tinka, Angela, both beautiful black women. You know, Jim Cryer has his face just serious. Jeffrey's rolling his eyes. Hannah's giving a dramatic look. Then we cut to Candace, and then the next scene is Jeffrey. So here's the part where we start to break the trailer down. There's some dialogue in it where Hannah's talking about you have a second chance at life to have everything you dreamed of and you're about to throw it away. Clearly that's talking about Benny, since he almost died after being hit by Wyatt. Now he has everything he's dreamed of, the dream house, the towing company, even though it came from, you know, ill-gotten money, given the fact that Candace, you know, kidnapped Jim, got the $7.4 million. And I'm going to be jumping around, so I just want to let you know I'm going to be jumping around in terms of the trailer itself. I predicted a while ago that Warlock is going to find out how much money Candace really got, because at first it was I got $500K. Second, it was $2 or $4 million. No, I think she lied again. Well, technically Warlock said you really got $4 million, and she was like, yeah. Excuse me if that prediction. I know it was a few episodes ago. I know it was when Warlock saw Quincy's dead body in Candace's house. Candace was curled up on the ball on the sofa because Warlock had a gun, and he said she either got $4 million or $5 million. I forgot the exact number. Either way, Warlock said a number. Candace lied again. She really got 7.4, and I predicted that Warlock is going to find out that she got $7.4 million, and Benny is going to be the one to run his mouth to him, and he's going to find out and be mad. Now in the trailer we see that, you know, Benny's like, why did that man give you $7.4 million? And that's because Hannah came in there and told her that Jim Cryer gave her the money. And then you see a scene where Candace is dressed up, you know, in a red dress, pink, looking good, handing a, you know, folder or whatever to Benny. Now, if you remember in the last couple episodes of the last episodes, Jim and his banker, Jim came up with a plan to loan Candace the money that she needed to pay off Warlock, But the problem with that is there was that 10 or 15 day bubble where if Candace doesn't pay back every cent, everything's going to be foreclosed on. The houses, the tow company, she's going to be screwed. I think that, Benny is going to talk to Warlock. Candace is going to go to Warlock with the money that, she promised that he would have in 48 hours to live. He's going to be pissed off because he finds out about the $7.4 million, and that's the scene where she gets thrown into the fence. Now, I guess you could say the main event of this trailer was Jim Cry getting his ass kicked by David Harrington. And here's a little thing I liked about Tyler Perry. We got a little smidget of the David versus Jim fight back at the beginning of season 2, where David gave that famous quote, "I'm a good friend, but I'm a better enemy," when Jim was going to throw Jeffrey under the bus for the hit and run charges when he was really Wyatt. Now, the tension between those two have been building ever since that moment, and it came to a head where David said, "If anything happens to my wife, I'm going to come in that jail cell and kill you." Then there's one scene of the trailer where it looks like, David makes it to the jail, and he's talking to, I'm guessing, one of the police officers or whatever who runs the jail. Because at the end of the last episode, that's where he's racing to the jail to pick up Veronica because he knows there's a hitman there. So that's why he's looking sad. He's probably got the news, hey, Veronica's on her way home, or because a police officer was at her house after Maggie got shot. It was called in, and they didn't tell who got shot. So I'm guessing David's getting the news that at Veronica's location there was a person shot. He doesn't know who got shot, so he's going to be depressed about that. I mean, he did have sex with Maggie but was pissed off. So let's say he did find out that it was Maggie who got shot. He would kick at Jim's ass for one or two reasons, because the woman, he just had sex with got shot, or the fact that if it was Veronica to open that door instead of Maggie, it would have been his wife. So either way, it was on, because Jim, we only get like one scene of David going into the cell, giving him like a right or left hook to the face. Then the next thing you know, Jim's like, "Go to hell, David," because half his face is like bruised and blistered up. So I don't know if Jim even tries to fight back. John Snyder, not bad mouthing you here, but I'm just guessing because your character probably doubted the fact that David would go into the cell to do that. That's what happened. Then there is one particular scene of the trailer that caught my attention. That was Hannah walking away from Jim's jail cell and Jim being held back by two officers. There's one scene where it looks like Jim's being, pushed up against the table, and we can assume, and again, I don't like to assume, but almost like math when it comes to order operations, I have to look at this trailer and break it piece by piece, by scene, and try to put it in some kind of logical order. Obviously, we're not going to see every single scene in this trailer come to fruition within the first episode on June 21st. If I were to make an assumption, this trailer was probably made up of, I wouldn't want to say every single episode remaining of season 4, but maybe the first 5 or 6. So David finds out somebody got shot at Veronica's house. He goes in the jail cell, beats up Jim. Hannah goes to the jail cell. Goes to the jail to visit Jim. At first I was thinking maybe it's because of what happened to Wyatt, but Hannah might not know about that. If I were to make an educated guess, the reason I would say that Hannah goes to the jail is to talk to Jim about why Candace was given $7.4 million. I hope that Hannah finds out that Candace had Jim abducted, but that doesn't, really tell us whether or not he's going to come clean about how he had the Malones abduct her. I mean, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes of the Jim and Candace rivalry that a lot of other people don't know. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Malones and Jim are the only ones to know that Candace, was abducted. Jim told David about what happened when he got, abducted into, Warlock's territory. And now we have Hannah, kind of holding herself. It looks like she's emotionally struck by the conversation that happened between her and Jim. And it looks like Jim is like, I wouldn't say yelling or cursing out Hannah. It looks like he's almost pleading or begging. Hence why, the officers are, just pushing them up against the table. So I guess Hannah goes into the room, like the little cubby room, to talk to Jim. Hannah's about to leave. Jim starts, making a fuss. that's when he gets slammed against the table. Hannah's going down the hallway, and that's why, Jim's being restrained. And again, that's just me looking at the scenes trying to make sense of it. And Hannah, if you notice another thing about Hannah, again, it goes back to the amazing cast, crew, directors. The way that Hannah, and again, this isn't poking fun at her. If you notice her hair, it's almost like Hannah's hair kind of dictates her state of mind. Like in season 1, like the... I'm not a hair expert because I'm a guy, so just like the little wig she had, almost like a bowl cut wig. Again, please, if there are any ladies who watch this and know what kind of hairstyle it is, please in the comment section below let me know. Like the bowl cut wig, because her breast cancer, that's why she had to wear a wig. It kind of made her look like the reserve maid in the background, like, hey, I'm here to do my job. That's it. And then if you look at the transition of her character throughout the series, I think my favorite one is the wig she wore when she came back to work after, her and Catherine fell out in terms of why it hit my child. And that wig she had, it was right before they discovered Amanda shot herself. That wig kind of showed like, oh man, Hannah's got a new attitude. And then after, the death of Amanda, that's when she started, going natural with her hair in terms of, I'm starting over. And now this hair is kind of like showing desperation in terms of everything's falling apart. My children are just a mess. My employers, my so-called friends have lied to me about everything. So now it's just, Hannah kind of is by herself right now. I mean, everybody who she thought in her life was a good, had her back, would help her out. They only used her for, Byron to spy on her for Jim, Catherine to keep her mouth shut in terms of, Wyatt hitting Benny, as well as You're My Rock, because really without Hannah there as her spiritual rock, Catherine is just a dog that's been let off the chain. Hence, that whole scene with her and Jennifer in terms of, if anything happens to my child due to that inheritance, it's your ass. Which leads to another scene where we have the hotel manager and the bellboy kind of visit Wyatt's room, and they need to call the cops. It's been left unspoken whether or not Wyatt is dead. I want to say that he isn't dead because Aaron, the guy who plays Wyatt, was in a lot of the photos of the, hey, we finished filming the new season. It could be to throw fans off suspicion that he is dead, because honestly, if him just laying on the bed is his only appearance in season 4 in the last episodes, would he really be in those photos, or again, it's just to throw the audience off? I speculate he was in some kind of like coma, like Benny was. That way, Catherine would experience exactly what what Hannah went through after Wyatt hit Benny, putting him in a coma. So I really don't know. I'm pretty sure we'll find out soon enough. But whatever the case, I think is, again, not to assume, but I think it's safe to say that Catherine getting the phone call and crying on the stairs is when she gets the news about what happened to Wyatt. Leading to another scene of where we see Jennifer kind of freaking out. She has like a confused look on her face. It looks like she's in the courtroom. One of two reasons, because she saw, damn, Jim, what happened to your face? Or she is, testifying against Jim or something of that nature. Gets Wyatt in there because, hey, I have a witness or a speaker to speak out against Jim Cryer. That's when she gets the news that Wyatt is either dead or something to that effect. And in the back, and that face right there, Jennifer's face right there, just says, I feel like Catherine's voice is echoing in her head right now. Like, if anything happens to my son, bitch, I will kill you in the street. That, again, the face says it all. I mean, if that's what happens, wow. Because, again, Jennifer's face in that one scene, Catherine's going to get her. Because that's her only child right now. So, that's all she has left. Now, again, I'm just looking, and the only other scenes that kind of... Oh, Melissa, if you look at this scene, you have to... And again, isn't Melissa, look at the background. You'll see that there's kind of like a giraffe, and it looks like another animal. Where would she be? Speculation, it must be some kind of like preschool daycare-like center, because if she really is carrying Jeffrey's child, then, Veronica's like, yeah, he's going to go to the best schools and everything. And then that face, I don't know, obviously that face is looking at Jeffrey. I don't see her looking at anybody else, because remember, Veronica has Jeffrey exactly where she wants him, because she knows about the whole Quincy being dead in Candace's house. So Jeffrey unfortunately has to go along with everything in order to be out of jail, because in season 2 it was about the car, now it's about a dead body. There was another scene of Jeffrey that really caught my attention. That was him, with Justin, in terms of taking off the shirt because he's doing what he said he wouldn't do. When Candace is like, yo, you need to play that cop to get him off our trail, because who your mom has, that's exactly where she wants us, so we can't screw up. So it looks like, he's going to pull a Candace, use his body to tempt the officer. And then there's another scene where Jeffrey's kind of wearing like a suit, but it's like a season 1 flowery suit, in terms of him coming out of the closet, in terms of he's okay with who he is, so he's going to wear that suit. Now, it looks like he's sitting beside a chair and a lamp. The face he's making, I can see it either being towards his mother or Melissa, because you can see, well, it looks like he's looking behind him, like he's turning around. Again, speculation. I mean, it could be Melissa looking at him and like, why the hell are you wearing that kind of suit while we're trying to get your future child signed up for like school? But again, it's probably him giving that look to Veronica in terms of him having to do what he doesn't want to. And I guess you could say, to wrap things up with a nice, bow and a present, the one scene, there's another scene where Candace is asleep and you see like a hand caressing her. Obviously it's Warlock probably checking in. It's like, okay, bitch, you only got 24 hours leading up into the point where she wears the dress, goes to meet Warlock, she gets thrown against the fence. And I guess to say, and again, I'm just scanning through the trailer right now, 2 other things I wanted to point out was Hannah going to Candace's house. That's when she meets Rose. Oh no, not Mama Rose. Pearl. And that's when she's talking about, I seen the man go in there but never came out. Hannah's going to knock on the door. Not sure why, but you have to pay attention to, again, it all comes down to what they're wearing. She's not wearing the same outfit that she wore when she was coming out to jail talking to Jim. So I'm guessing it's the same day or, another day. I don't know. Hannah doesn't know. Well, actually she does, because she talked with Aaliyah. Custody of the child has been given to Candace. That's the only reason I can think of for, Hannah to go over there. So, again, I really should have watched the finale of the other episode before making this video, but I couldn't wait. I couldn't have y'all waiting any longer. And the fact that today was when they announced they had finished filming, I wanted this video to kind of line up with it. So it's just, again, I'm just blown away by the trailer itself, because if there was one word to sum it up, I'll just say sorrow. Well, not one word, sorrow/remorse. It looks like there's a lot of drama going on as usual. And there's going to be some heavy blows to people who thought they were running the show. And if you just look back from season 1 to now, it really was all about Jim versus Candace, and everybody else was kind of like, spectators. But now when you really think about it, Veronica is the star of the show, because at first it was all about the temperist Candace, but now it's about the ice cream Veronica. I'm not saying that they aren't still relevant, but if you really look at the show, Veronica is kind of like the number 1 player so far, because she actually has Candace in a bind now. I mean, she's going after Jeffrey, but you think about it, that's Candace's house. That's the blood on the floor. But you have to ask yourself, who got Quincy out of jail? Well, Benny did, but it was originally Veronica. So if she goes down, that could potentially, if Candace and Jeffrey go down because of it, she might go down too. There was one scene where Veronica has like a shocked look on her face, so I wonder who she's looking at. Not to mention a scene where she tells David, I want to make your life, every day of your life, a living hell. And I'm assuming that she's talking to David. I don't see anybody else that she could be talking to, because she grabs him by the tie. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the same line that Brad told Alex in the episode If Loving You Is Wrong, after she's dreaming about how her and Randall's affair started. That's when Brad finally shows up to the hospital to try to, patch things up. But that's when he hears Alex calling, Randall, stop it, Randall, stop it. That's it, I'm making every day of your life a living hell. So Veronica is, it looks, and again, it seems like she's in control. I hope her mother finally shows up. The mom who's been mentioned since season 2, who's David has been calling, but we have never seen. So with that being said, oh wow, this video is like 25 minutes long. I did not mean for it to go this long, but I wanted this video to be as jam-packed as I could possibly make it, to have all of my predictions in this one combined video, because I kept you waiting so long. I wanted all of my thoughts out there. And I guess you could say the big way to finish off the finale was Jeffrey and Candace realizing that, for Jeffrey to say that the only way to get her is to take care of her, well, basically, in no uncertain terms, we got to take out my mom before she takes us down. I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen from that, because she has them exactly where she wants them. And Tyler Perry owned, y'all have done it again. This is a fantastic trailer. It had everything I wanted, which was new content. It has my brain just racing with new ideas and theories. The cast, again, I just love seeing photos of the cast members interacting off camera, because it shows that they had a great time making season 5, and I'm pretty sure they had a great time making the remaining episodes of season 4 as well. So just to wrap everything up, thank you all for watching. Please, please, please watch the trailer again and again, because I feel like this trailer has enough in it to keep us, I'm satisfied. It's keeping me satisfied until June 21st. So with that being said, let me wrap it up by saying I did get one question on Facebook. I want to ask you all. One of my viewers said, why don't you do videos showing your face? I don't know. Because honestly, I never thought about doing like a webcam kind of thing where you see my face while I'm talking. Then I flip over to pictures so you can see what I'm talking about. I never really thought about it because I didn't want to expose myself, because really, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for the fans like myself, so we can talk about theories, communicate about the show. And it really is heartwarming when people tell me that, hey, I've been following your blogs and tweets since the beginning of the show, and believe, even if you never get credit, you help this show just stay relevant, because the way you just do blogs and everything during the hiatuses to keep the show hype. Again, I don't make a dime for this. If that's true in some way, shape, or form, that I actually help the show kind of, again, I'm not trying to take credit for it, I'm just saying what somebody told me. It really does mean a lot. That shows the power of social media, but also the fans like myself who just keep this train rolling, because this is what the show is all about. But all credit, Tyler Perry as well as the cast members. If they didn't make a fantastic show, I certainly wouldn't be spending all this time off the clock at work during my free time making these blogs and videos, because it's such a damn good show and I love it. So let me know, did you want me to do a video, with a webcam? Do you want to see my face? I don't know. I mean, I'm not super self-conscious, so if you want, will it make it more interactive? I don't know. I mean, maybe that's the reason the person asked me if I did these videos showing my face, like an introduction, then switching over to photos and talking over them. Hey, let me know. If I get enough people to say, yeah, do it, then I'll think about doing it. Cast members of the have and the have-nots, do you want to see my face? Hopefully you like the voice, because, I guess you could say the voice makes up for an ugly face. I don't know. Sounds like something that's written on the menu somewhere. But in any case, let me wrap it up. We're about to hit the 30-minute mark. So again, please like, comment, and share this video, because I want to help keep the have and the have-nots hype during this hiatus. And when June 21st comes on, best believe I will be doing episode reviews as well as predictions. So with that being said, let's wrap this up. I hope everyone has a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Spend the time with families and friends. Remember the reason why we're celebrating this day. It's not just a day off work. With that being said, again, you all have a wonderful night.